3rd and 10 at the Steelers' 22. Pulls back again. He looks right. He loops it to McCoy at the 20. Cuts back at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. McCoy in for the touchdown.
That's bread and butter.
J.D. McCoy on the little screen right. Did you see the great block by Harrimans?
Oh, yeah.
He sealed it.
Join me right now, Eagles head coach Chip Kelly here. Welcome to the program, Coach.
Thank you.
Here to check out a few of your plays, see if we can get behind the method of the madness that you present us sometimes. Here we will take a look at a 25-yard screen to J.D. McCoy that ended up in a touchdown. Why don't you break this play down here for us?
Part of the first quarter, I thought we moved the ball real well against the Steelers. They obviously have an outstanding defense and can kind of give you some different looks where, you know, you're not sure exactly what they're doing here. It looks like maybe a blitz. They're faking a couple different things. But one of the things we try to do is we're going to motion out of the backfield here where we're going to bring this guy wide, and then we're going to simulate that we're throwing a screen to him out here, but we're really throwing a screen back into the boundary. McCoy's going to come back in underneath here. Our tackle will set and let the rush get up the field, and then we're going to get Todd Harrimans and Jason Kelce out in the open field, and now put LaShawn in the open field between two lead blockers. We're going to get a great runoff here by Jeremy Maclin, but the great thing about this play when you watch it is watch Jeremy's effort when we get down to the goal line where he actually has the block that gets us into the end zone, and then just outstanding effort by Todd Harrimans and Jason Kelce, really giving us what we talk about every time you run a screenplay, is that we want to form a sidewalk. We want one guy to get on the edge of the sidewalk, we want another guy to come up the sidewalk, and we want the running back to fit in right between the two of them. And this is exactly how you draw it up. We got two outstanding blocks out of Todd, another outstanding block out of Jason Kelce. Watch them accelerate. Ooh. Outstanding, and then Mac finishes it right there.
Yeah, we look at this play from the backside, Coach. As a defensive player, I'm saying to myself, I see play action going this way. I have to pay attention to that. And Nick does a great job of selling it over here to Jordan Matthews. Gets the Steelers defense going that way.
You obviously have, he's got the receiver man-to-man, so you see him running. But because of Nick and his eyes and his ball action, you watch what happens to the linebacker from the Steelers. He commits over there, so then we get leverage. And then Kelce does a great job coming up and cleaning up here. But this is an outstanding, just everybody on the same page, kind of how we draw it up, kind of how you look at it in practice, and then it worked perfectly. Nick sells it, does a great job on it. LaShawn is patient enough. He's always a half a count behind the offensive guard so that he never gets out in front, and now we got penetration from the outside. He lets Todd kind of be his escort on the outside. Jason's his escort on the inside. And we also actually get Evan Mathis out, who's kind of our cleanup guy, and we feel like this whole scheme for us, trying to get LaShawn McCoy in space, has really been real beneficial to us. It was last year and again in the preseason.
And when you see Jason Kelce, not many centers can do this, Coach.
He's really one of the most athletic centers in the league, and when you watch him here, a lot of guys get in this space. This guy is supposedly more athletic, and now he can make Jason miss, but watch Jason accelerate, and as we talk about the cut block, is we want to be high through the thigh and not just dive on the ground. That's what happens to a lot of guys. They just dive on the ground. People dive over the top of him. He accelerates and goes right through his upper thigh, and you got a hell of a block right there.
Take a look at this play here. Now, we saw your offense run a screen play to success, get a touchdown. Let's take a look at Chicago running a screen here and watch how your defense swarms to the football.
It really is, and I think you see Marcus Smith starts off. He's our outside linebacker, our first-round draft choice. He has drop responsibilities, so once he recognizes pass, he keys and he's getting underneath number one. Once he settles and recognizes it's a screen, his first responsibility is his 10 teammates are back inside him, so he needs to set the edge on this screen and force the screen come back inside him. But what we don't want to do is just sacrifice yourself one for one. If he can make a play, we want all our guys to make a play, and he does an outstanding job of not only setting the edge so the screener has to come back inside, but also getting in on the play itself. The key after it is once everybody up front recognizes the screen and everybody to the inside recognizes the screen, is we all turn and run. If Marcus can turn him back to his help and everybody's running to the football, good things will happen to you defensively. And I think we just get an outstanding effort. Vinny Curry's up the field. Here comes Bo Allen. There's Najee Good. Marcus turns it back in, and everybody's running to the football. And when you do that, good things will happen to you. You know, I think we're sound in what we do defensively from a schematic standpoint. But Marcus, in terms of setting the edge, Najee recognizes it. He's going to take on the block, make somebody miss. Here comes Bo Allen coming from behind. We got everybody chasing the ball, whether it's inside, outside, made a rush, forced the quarterback to get out of his hands quickly. And then when you got a nose guard that's this athletic, he's 330 pounds. Watch him how quickly Bo can get up off the ground and finish. And we get effort like this, we know we're going to have a really good group of guys on defense that are swarming to the football.
Play like your hair is on fire.
Yeah, and he's got long hair, so.
Wouldn't be hard for that to catch on fire. Let's take a look at another one of your key offseason acquisitions here. Nolan Carroll. He'll get the interception on the play, Coach.
Yeah.
But I want you to focus on, I remember you talking talking about this last year, about the pass rush affecting the quarterback and getting him off his spot and allowing these guys in the back end to do their jobs.
Exactly. And I think one of the things we talk about, and obviously everybody wants sacks, but if you can't sack the quarterback, you need to get him off his spot. So his spot roughly here, if he's going to take a 3-step drop here, is somewhere between 7.5 to 8 yards directly behind the center. You got an outstanding rush here, starting with Michael Kendricks, who slips. He's such a nimble, nifty guy. He can slip the A-gap and now gets the quarterback flushed and is coming to the outside. The other thing we talk about, you'll see Trent Cole is now coming and attacking from inside out. But not only do we want to get the quarterback off his spot, we also want to attack his throwing arm. So when you see these guys running, the quarterback doesn't have an opportunity to follow through with his arm because we've got him moving his feet. We're attacking the throwing arm, so now he's got to let the ball sail. And then you get Nolan, who does a great job of recognizing that the quarterback is flush, has his eyes back on the quarterback, see how the quarterback has to pull it down.
Yep.
You got Trent coming from inside out, and then obviously an outstanding effort by Nolan. And this whole turnover is created because it started up front. It starts with the rush here. It starts with great contain out of Trent. And then all of a sudden, we get Roethlisberger running in the direction. He can't get his arm up because Kendricks is attacking the throwing arm. And then here comes Trent that forces a throw. It's a little bit off balance. Trent comes inside out. He's spinning, always playing with great effort. Go after the throwing arm, and good things happen on the back end. I think it's a byproduct of how we train on the practice field, what we're trying to emphasize, and then getting a bunch of guys that buy into it. They really, truly care about their teammates. They know that I can show you how much I care about you by how much I'm running to the football. And if I'm running to the football, you feed off of me, I feed off of you. It's been a hallmark of this defense back when you played with Brian Dawkins and the crew, with how much pride you guys took of running to the ball. And I think our defense is really starting to get to that point, and we're excited where we're headed right now.